Hello, welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the kid.
And I'm Marnie.
And Danley's not with us again this week.
I know.
And it has nothing to do with why he wasn't here last week.
Right.
My brother-in-law tested positive for COVID.
Ugh. Yeah.
And my parents happened to be down there
hanging out
the day before my brother-in-law tested positive. And then we were going to wait it out and see, and they were going to, Danley was going to test this morning before he came. And then we found out my nephew, Parker, tested positive on Thursday night. And so we made the decision to have him stay home this week.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. With my wife's MS and stuff, it's just not worth the risk.
Well, and I don't want to either.
Well, no, I don't either. But if I get it, then
Yeah.
chances are my wife's going to get it.
Yeah.
And that's
True.
why I'm still masking up
Yeah.
when I go out to the grocery stores and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
so
It's crazy it's still around. Like you would think
yeah,
eventually.
well, and they've lifted all the pretty much nationally. I don't know about globally, but nationally they've lifted pretty much all the
mandates,
the mandates and stuff. Yeah.
But I still do see a lot of people with masks on.
Well, I mean, I see a few here and there. Usually, if I go to like Harris Teeter, let's say there's 100 people in there.
Yeah.
There's like me and maybe 3 or 4 other people.
Right. It's not a lot, but
But when I get to that point where I'm like almost ready to maybe it's time. And then I find out my brother-in-law's got it. I'm like, no, it's still alive and kicking. So I'm going to keep wearing a mask, especially when it's this close to her infusion.
Yeah.
Because the infusion wipes her immune system out.
Yeah.
So when it's this close to an infusion, she has no immune system to fight anything. So if she gets sick, she gets really sick.
It's going to be bad, yeah.
But yeah, so another week without Dan Lee, unfortunately. Yeah. But hopefully next week, I need to put him in a bubble somewhere for a week so he doesn't.
That would be funny. We'll just put him right there and just put plastic around him.
Yeah. But how was your week?
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy. It's, my busy week at work, or actually, my end of month is always just
towards the middle of the month. Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah. Well, my end of month literally lasts 3 weeks. It's like as soon as they're done invoicing, which nobody cares about my job, but like once they invoice, then I have to start pushing stuff out, and it just takes forever because I'm dealing with 34 TV stations. So it's a lot. Yeah. Stressful.
We were talking about VCRs last week.
Yes, we were.
And Funai Electric.
Funai
Electric, which is better known as Sanyo.
Okay.
They were the last company to make VCRs, and they stopped in June or July of 2016.
Wow.
So they were the last one. There was one behind them, 2012, and I can't remember which one that was, but yeah, they were
Sanyo,
the last
but
ones.
The other name doesn't.
Well,
ring a bell.
Funai Electric is basically Sanyo. That's how
Gotcha.
they marketed certain products or whatever.
2016. That's really not that
it's not.
far off.
I thought it was earlier than that,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
thought
not.
they were
So
done
you
a
think
long
you'd
time
still be able
ago.
to get your hands on, a decent one that
Right.
that's going to work. But
Well, like I said, I'm taking the week of the 15th off to go through my parents' stuff, so I might find a lot of good stuff in there.
and and I haven't deep dove into finding one,
Right.
Because it's just other little things that I need, and it's like, well, I could buy a used VCR for $25 or $30 or whatever. Maybe it works, maybe it does, but I can't flush $30 down the toilet,
Exactly.
So, but my week was okay.
Yeah.
But except the power went out Tuesday.
Oh no.
So I was thinking about doing some editing and stuff like that. I'm glad I didn't, because it went out. It was out for almost 4 hours.
Our power didn't go out, but we lost all Wi-Fi.
Power goes out here all the freaking time. This is
Really?
the 3rd or 4th time in the last 2 months.
Huh.
And the thing of it is, it was because we had all that wind.
Mm-hmm.
But you think by now that they'd have these trees cut back from the what the fuck are you charging me for, Duke?
Well, yeah,
it's
preventative.
Yeah, but no, they just keeps going out. And every time I look, I go on there and there's this chunk of between 1,000 and 1,500 people, and we're in that little chunk The power just every time it goes out. I'm looking around. There's like, maybe a little patch here and a little patch there, but our patch every time.
Huh.
And it's frustrating.
It is.
Super frustrating. So
they need to do something about that.
Yeah. So I didn't get any editing done on Tuesday.
Put you back a little bit.
Not really. I mean, I got it done, but we've talked about my obsession with a mirrorless camera.
Yeah.
And all that. And I think I've been talking about it on the podcast for like well over a year.
Before I even came.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's kind of why we get into the topic we're going to get into. And this is going to be, we're probably going to go left and right on this one because this is, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. But buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know what buyer's remorse is, it's not regretting necessarily buying something. It's just like when you pull the trigger on something, and usually it's a big purchase, like a house or a car or something super expensive, and you just get this, feeling in the pit of your stomach, like like, oh shit,
what did I do?
Yeah, exactly.
So wait, did you do it? Did you buy yourself
pulled
a camera?
The fucking trigger. Pulled the trigger.
I'm happy for you, though.
It actually got here this morning.
Nice.
And I'm charging the battery on it, so there's really not. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't have enough time to
use it.
Because I got to figure out how to use it, so it's gonna.
Well, that'll be fun for you, just figuring it all out.
I'm hoping by next week I'll have the
4 or
camera
5
set up there. But I've been researching this thing. Like I spent a whole nother day this week.
Yeah.
Just going back and forth. And finally my wife was just like, just do it.
Yeah, right.
And,
well, that's what we need. We need somebody else to be like,
well,
it's okay.
I was going back and forth between the two versions of the camera and, what lenses I could get with, because some of them come in a bundle where you can get,
Right.
And
special packages.
I went with the Canon EOS R10 instead of the R50 because I was leaning towards the R50 over the Sony ZV-E10, which I know but they're just camera models.
Yeah. But one is more expensive or better? Or?
Well, yeah, the one I got was a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
better features.
I started reading reviews on them and the between the two Canons because I'd ruled out the Sony because there was the menu system on the Sony is just really hard to learn and it's a lot more difficult.
Gotcha.
Where Canon is one of the number one selling cameras, probably the number one selling camera. And so their learning curve is a little less, especially with a beginner level camera. You're not talking about like a $4,000 camera.
Right.
Well,
good. I'm happy for you.
But yeah, I finally pulled the trigger. But I mean, I've been having buyer's remorse on this deal for months.
But
even though I didn't pull the trigger yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You were just remorseful for wanting it?
Here's the thing. I was looking on B&H Photo, when I was looking at cameras and stuff. And I think I had to buy like the little plug-in for the P4. I wanted the actual one that Zoom made.
Okay.
And so I went and bought it from B&H Photo, which B&H Photo is a huge photo store, but they only have one brick and mortar store, and that's in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they ship.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like a couple months later or whatever, I get this, you qualify for this Paybu card, and I'm like, well, if I do want to buy a camera,
I got that.
Then I can find, because the only way I buy anything like high dollar item is no interest for 12 months
it's gotta
or
be zero
whatever.
Interest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
And so I can just make payments on it. But they sent me this card. I qualified. I signed up for the card. I had no idea what the limit. I was going to probably like $1,000 or something like that. $12,500.
What?
That's what that's what I could. Yeah.
I don't even think I could get approved for that much. What?
Yeah. No, I would never spend that.
But still, like, what?
But then it started eating at me. That's when it was really ramped up because, because then I bought another one of the same things.
It was meant to be
for the camera. So, literally I used the credit card that time just to use it. $20.
I mean, it helps your credit if you buy something and then pay it off, and it does help.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, my credit's excellent. I have excellent credit. I just don't have any fucking money.
Right.
Because I've always paid my bills.
Right. Yeah.
On time, and like I said, the only time like I think about making these purchases,
right,
but I agonize. Like it's like I have to pine over something for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Before I get it. And now I'm, the camera came today, and I took it out of the box and all that, and make sure everything was in one piece and all that. Now, can't do anything with it until the battery's charged. That's the next step. And
you're just like,
ready
to go.
But yeah, like I've been pining over this thing or over a camera for a long time, and really, this is the first camera that I bought. Like this camera right here is my first 35 millimeter camera. Now that's a film camera,
right?
And that was a gift from my parents when I was in like high school, and and because I was taking photography classes and stuff. And I think they bought it used and stuff, but I still have it.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah, it's a great camera, and I, if I ever want to, and I've got 2 lenses for it. But,
I don't know if I told you this. My niece went to school for photography in App State.
Yeah, I was into it a little bit more when I was younger, and some of it was for electives in high school. It's like, well, why not? Like I
got to choose something.
Take something, yeah. And but yeah, pull the trigger.
I'm happy for you. I mean, it's gonna be fun figuring it out and then being able to use it for things that you actually
Well, and here's
do.
the thing.
It's not like buying something and never using it.
Right.
You know?
And, now I have to get off my ass and get out there and shoot some video, shoot some photos, and figure out what I got to buy next.
What we need to add to it.
I mean, there's several reasons I went with that camera, and lenses
well, you
are
obviously did your research.
Well, I did, but lenses are expensive. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, lenses are more expensive than the cameras.
Yeah.
And until I figure out the thing, it's like then I'll learn. Like, I did buy one lens with it. It's called the Nifty 50. I watched a bunch of videos, and they're like, if you're gonna have like one like everyday lens, like this
That's
50 mil. We call it the Nifty 50 is the one to have. It's like it's one of the best all around just everyday lenses, not like for like going out and doing like crazy shit or anything. But,
right.
So I did get that because it was cheap enough.
Yeah.
And so
I actually saw a post the other day on Nextdoor where a young lady was selling, looked like a brand new camera and a lens and everything. It was still in the box, but I don't know if it was anything special. I don't know, brand names or things like that.
Well, yeah, and that's my problem with the whole thing is because I like doing the video stuff, so I wanted the option of doing video
plus pictures,
and because I'm an audio, like I enjoy the audio part of it. The camera had to have the downside of this one. It doesn't have a headphone port, so I can't monitor the audio.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't that big of a deal, because you can always fix the audio later, but it had to have an external mic jack so I can hook up a microphone to it.
Gotcha.
Because, it's, you never know. Like, like the mic on your phone, like some phone, it's like it works really well, and another one, it's really crappy. And there's really not a whole lot you can do about fixing crappy audio.
But if you're out and about, you'd rather have the microphone so you can record people doing things instead of like plugging headphones up is not like a
necessity.
Huge, yeah.
Like this camera does, but I rarely do. I just set the level. You can see the meter. Mm-hmm. Like I know it's not going all the way to red, so. But I had to get into the whole camera thing because that's really what brought on the buyer's remorse thing.
Yeah.
I was
kind of feeling it for a year.
Like I felt like I got punched in the stomach when I actually hit like checkout.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that you got the card and then Kyle's like thumbs up, go for it, buddy.
Well, and she
makes
knows
it feel better.
She knows I'm sensible about money.
Yeah.
And it's I got a year to pay it off. Mm-hmm. So,
I love it for you.
And, we're not getting any younger, and, you might as well do the things that you enjoy doing within reason,
I always say we're all going to die with debt, so I just say that to make myself feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, why not? Live happy. Get the things you want.
Yeah, and at least I do all the research.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know why. I should just, you know.
No, no.
I mean,
that's
a
smart.
little bit of research, but I mean, I spent periodically, you know, looking
I
at
think
cameras,
that's
watching videos, doing
that's
this,
your
looking at
nature.
reviews.
That's
It
not
is,
just
it
about
is.
the camera.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like I get buyer's remorse over small shit.
Same.
I mean, like I was joking out there. Kyle's dad was down here this morning. We were talking, and I was like, we were just talking about buyer's remorse and stuff. And I said, hell, you get that going to the grocery store now. It's like, really? Do I need potatoes? Because it's like you get little 2 bags of groceries. It's like $130 or something. It's like, fuck. You know?
Listen, I know too well
But
about the grocery store.
You can't really get buyer's remorse from it because it's a necessity.
But is it? Because I always overbuy. I mean, that's my problem.
Well, because you go up and down every
aisle.
single aisle. I'd probably overbuy too.
I only go, like, lately I've only been going like once a month. So I just rack the fuck up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
spend way too much money, but then it lasts us a good long while. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. And also I work so late, so I buy a lot of frozen stuff, and that shit's expensive.
Well, it's all expensive, though.
Yeah.
It all is.
It is.
But
yeah, I do get remorse at the register in the grocery store.
What kind of things give you the biggest kind of buyer's remorse?
Things that I personally want or like. Like, again, if it's for somebody else, I feel more okay about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm weird like that. But if it's something I want or I like, then I'm like, is this necessary?
Do I need it?
Yeah.
Should I spend this kind of money?
There's other things I should be doing with this money.
Right.
All of the above. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah.
But I can make more sense of it if it's for somebody else. I don't, I have overbought for other people and I've regretted it afterwards because they don't appreciate it. But,
Right.
Or done a big event for somebody and planned it and bought everything for it. And then it's just no big deal to them. So that kind of gives me a sick pit in my stomach. Like, fuck you.
Well, I can tell everybody right now, this is what you're getting for birthdays, Christmas, whatever, graduations, whatever.
A pat on the back.
Pictures.
Pictures. Oh, yeah.
I'll send you a copy of pictures.
Yeah. Take some pretty pictures. I'll hang them on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, we both kind of struggled with this one because there's not, I mean, what do you,
well,
like when I bought my house,
uh-huh.
I didn't have buyer's remorse. Now it was a little scary.
Yeah.
Because especially at closing when I'm having to sign all this paperwork and it's just like, okay, you don't know what the fuck you're signing.
Right.
You keep signing it.
Yeah, we're just.
But I didn't have buyer's remorse because it was my first house and I was just excited.
Yeah.
Like, the day we closed and it was my house now. Like we're still living in the apartment and like I got the shop vac and all that and took it over to the garage and, started putting shelves up and had the garage all clean because I was so excited to have a garage and,
yeah, it is exciting. I wouldn't say I have had remorse for buying my house. I will say, like, before I actually moved in, like, I had nothing in there and I hired somebody to come in and clean everything, before I started moving all my shit in.
Right.
And the day I went in there to meet the people was the day that I walked into ceiling paint falling from the ceiling onto my kitchen floor. And I hadn't even moved in yet. So there was a little questioning going on at that point because I was like, what the fuck did I buy? Why is this happening to me? So there was that, but I also bought a totally different house than I thought I wanted. Like I was looking for a townhome.
Right.
In a community that had a pool. So I didn't have to deal with a yard and I could just go down to the,
Right.
the pool in the neighborhood.
Didn't have to worry about lawn maintenance.
All of that.
And then, like you said, have access to a pool.
Everything opposite. I've got a huge ass yard. I've got an old ass house with a whole lot of problems. Only thing good about it is I don't have HOA. So, but I bought everything I didn't want. But, I don't know if that's buyer's remorse or just like,
just what
damn.
the fuck. You know,
Right.
or
But
regret afterwards. Like,
I feel like I bought good, but it's just a lot to
I mean,
deal with.
that's the worst thing is like feeling like you got screwed after you
Yeah.
know, like a house or a car or anything expensive. Then you know, like you find out like 2 weeks later, like it's like half price somewhere else, or
Right.
it went on sale. You know, they'll never divulge their sales. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, and I know some stores will honor within a certain length of time if you go in and buy something.
Yeah.
You know, you buy a new TV or whatever, and then the same TV 2 days later goes on sale. You can go back and go, fuck
Hey,
you.
what? Yeah.
I'm going to throw this TV through a window.
It's funny you say that because I do have a friend that she would go and buy groceries, but then if she found a coupon later or like a sale later, she would go and return it and then go rebuy it. Like she wouldn't even deal with the people about complaining, hey, this is on sale. Right. She would just be like, I need to return this. And then she'd buy it again with the coupon. Or
yeah. Well, I mean, it's frustrating.
It's a little
I know people can save money doing that kind of shit. But
time
also,
consuming.
like, I know people that will drive 20 miles out of their way because gas is 4 cents cheaper. And it's like, yeah, but you burned everything you saved driving to and from that gas station. You're better off just buying it for 4 cents more at the closest place.
Well, I do go where my job is. It's like right down the street from South Carolina, Indian Trail.
Yeah,
Indian Land.
Yeah.
So the gas station is a lot cheaper. The liquor store is a little cheaper. So usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays, I'll drive down there and hit the liquor store and the gas station. That's different, though. If
you're going you're going
it's
down
a few miles down the road.
But it's a multi-purpose trip. You're getting, you know.
I'm not driving out of my way too
getting
much.
All your ethanol.
All my stuff. All my liquids.
But you were speaking of HOA, and I do have a funny story about HOA. That house I bought. The one and only house I bought, and I don't have it anymore, but when we moved in, there was nothing about HOA. We were there for a couple of years, and all of a sudden we started getting things. Like one was right before Thanksgiving. I opened the mailbox, and there's a thing in there saying that if we don't pay our HOA fees, which was like they wanted like $200 for the year or something.
Wow, yeah.
By whatever, there was going to be like whatever percentage tacked on each.
Right.
And I was like, well, wait the fuck a minute. We don't have HOA.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
You don't?
No, we fought it long and hard. And we told all our neighbors, don't pay it, because if you pay it, you're acknowledging that you have it. We never paid it. And then
was it a scam?
They kept fucking with us. Kyle ended up going down and talking to wherever the little office where they hung out was. And the guy treated her like shit. And I was out mowing the lawn, and I was like, all right, where's this place? I was going down to... I was going to grab this guy by his tie and slam his face off the counter. Old guy, just treating her like shit. But we called like the news thing, like where they
Action 9 or something like that.
Yeah, and told them about what was going on with it, because I was like, what do you do? There's no sidewalks. There's nothing.
Was there a playground?
They're like for the signs out front, and not in our area. There was no playground. There was no pool. I mean, in the old neighborhood, there was different sections of the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And all I could say is like for office supplies. And I was like, I'm not buying your fucking office supplies.
Yeah.
And anyways, the news, they wanted to talk to it like on camera. And we were like, no, but we had found another neighbor that was willing, and he went on, and it was a whole big to do. But I think they got called out that they were like fucking with people.
That's crazy. So, like maybe partial neighborhood had HOA, but y'all
certain parts might have had. And I don't even know if there was a pool in the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Is like charging all this money for nothing.
To tell me that you're putting pine straw on the entrance sign and shit like that. Okay, well, how many houses are there? There's like, how much are you paying for pine straw?
I think we paid $170 a year in our old neighborhood, and it was literally for the maintenance of the sign. But it's funny because our next door neighbor, the lawn guy that Cameron has worked for since 14, was the one doing the lawn care.
Right.
So it was like, I don't know what he was getting paid for that. But it was just interesting because like there was
Yeah,
nothing
it's
there.
just-
They had land to do like a pool
It's just a
or
racket.
a playground, but they never did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would never live in a neighborhood that has HOA. You're not going to tell me that, like, okay, the garbage is coming at 5:00 in the morning, so I have to take my garbage can out,
Mm-hmm.
or let's say 9:00 in the morning, but I leave for work at 7.
Like you
But my
can't pull
garbage
it out
can,
before or
well,
something.
and then it's got to go back in immediately. Well, I'm not leaving work and driving home to pull the fucking garbage can in,
Right.
or you're not allowed to have your garage door open. It's like, go fuck yourself.
And then you're gonna fine me for.
And then and then these people, well, no, you're not going to find me. You're going to
that's what
fight me.
try to.
You're going to fight me.
Yeah. Well, I told you before they made us take our palm tree out that my brother gifted us when we bought our home. He bought us a palm tree and planted it, and it was nice and pretty. And they said it doesn't match the other trees in the neighborhood, so you got to take it out, or we're gonna start fining you $100 a day. Fuckers.
They can't do that though.
They act like they can.
Well, because you know what? It's a Karen that walks around the neighborhood and bitches about everybody's curtains and everybody's this and everybody's that, and has nothing better to do. And until somebody walks up to her and bitch slaps her and knocks her on her ass, she's going to keep doing it.
Keep doing it. It's a power thing, I think.
So if you're going to fine me $100 a day, I'm going to bust your ass. Come walking up to my house.
All right. No,
I'm walking out with a baseball bat and I'm hitting your kneecaps.
You're so nice.
I know. I say this.
I know.
I talk a big game.
A lot of shit.
I probably wouldn't actually do that. I know I wouldn't actually do that.
You'd threaten to do it, though.
Unless they walked up with a baseball bat to my door.
Oh, yeah. Then it's going down.
Then it's on. But yeah, no. The whole, like, even pulled all our, like, paperwork out from when we bought the house. There was nowhere. I even had, like, the flyer from when we were looking at the house.
It should be
nothing
stated.
about HOA. Yeah.
If it's not stated, then I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
And then they tried to backtrack after the news put it on and all that, saying that
that's the thing. They'll try. And
some of it was grandfathered, and we were mistaken. It wasn't that street, or And it was like, what? Like this house has it. This house next to me doesn't.
They're gonna try anything they can.
Yeah, because I got caught.
Yeah.
Somebody was pocketing money.
For sure.
Because we talked to one of the neighbors down the street, and he said, they've been after me for that HOA for 10 years. I've been in this neighborhood for 10 years. He said, I tell them to kiss my ass every time.
He's never paid a dime.
Never paid a dime.
So they're going to try. And if somebody's stupid enough to pay, then...
Right, and that's why we went around to the neighbors and said, don't pay the HOA fees.
Yeah, because then you're giving them the go.
You're acknowledging that it exists.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well that would stand. That was just some of the research we did. They said, don't pay it.
Right.
And so we were trying to make everybody else aware.
Well, that's good. You're a good researcher.
Strengthen numbers. Well, my wife did most of that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I ain't paying it. They can kiss my ass.
Right.
They can keep putting these flyers in my mailbox, and eventually I'm going to find out who's putting them in my mailbox.
We got letters of pictures of our house, of like the grass is too tall, or your shutters are dirty. You need to pressure wash your house by this date. It's like so annoying
because there's the president and all the little officers. It's like, how many people do you need to be on the HOA?
Right.
Because they're a bunch of biddies that have nothing to do. So they just go around and just terrorize people.
Our guy lived at the end of our actual street, and he was like the head of, the HOA, and he would drive around on his lawnmower and, talk to people and act friendly, but really he was just scoping shit out.
But that's okay to drive a lawnmower around the neighborhood?
Right.
You can't fix stupid.
No,
you just can't.
You can't.
That has nothing to do with buyer's remorse.
I know, we went all the way left.
But I
That's
had
okay.
to. Because I think the buyer's remorse, it wasn't a long enough, because it is what it is. It's like, we both have it. Some people don't. Some people just go buy shit and it doesn't, like, they didn't never bat an eye. It's
it's kind of like, I want to talk about all of it, but then I'm going to give up my top 5 list.
Well, and that's what I thought about when I was doing it. I was like, well, yeah. So
we got some stories coming.
Yeah, we'll
Take a break.
we'll come up with something. No, we're not doing that anymore.
No?
We're not taking
Okay.
any more breaks.
Well, you're gonna edit this, but we might need to take a break.
No, we're just gonna have to sit here in
Okay.
dead silence. Dun, 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 dun. No, we would actually.
Well, can I mention that you gave me a tape because I'm excited about it, and I kind of want to just keep it wrapped up because you already sent me the actual songs.
All right, we'll mention this when we come back because
Okay.
we will take a break now.
Okay, now we're gonna take a break.
I'm sorry. All right, you were about ready to talk about the single.
Yes, which I'm very excited about, and I love that it's like wrapped and all put together. But you sent me the links to the 2 songs on here, and I really got into them. It was fun. I was at work, and I just had my headphones in, and I was like, oh, this takes me back.
Yeah, it's old school for sure.
I mean, y'all were jamming. I liked it.
Yeah, we had a bunch of other songs that we did after the fact, but then the band started to fall apart. So
why, like just drama?
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: the singer guy, the vocalist guy, he's got some high notes.
Yeah. Stevie.
That was okay?
Yeah.
Stevie. I have a cousin named Stevie, by the way.
Stevie is
Which one?
The top left.
All right.
Yeah, top left. Then me.
On the right at the top? That's not you, is it? Doesn't even look like you. Does not look like you. I mean, I wouldn't even have known. These haircuts, though, man.
Well, everybody had long hair if you were in a rock and roll band.
Yeah, but it's like the short in the front and the long in the back. It's not really a mullet, but it's like kind of not yours.
I was
yours
gonna say
is
not
long.
mine.
No, but the other guy's on the bottom.
My hair got even longer than that.
I mean, it's curly. You got really curly hair?
Wavy.
Wavy? Okay.
But
I mean, the singer does not look like he would have that much of a high pitched voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it.
He was
I need to find a tape player, but I really don't even want to open it. I kind of want to just save it.
Well, I took those files out of the drive, but I can probably email them to you. That way you can save them to your phone or computer or whatever if you want them.
Well, the way you sent them, I think I can save.
Yeah, but I took them out of there. I can put them back in there.
Oh. So the email you sent?
Well, they're in my Google Drive.
Okay.
But I don't keep stuff in there very long because I only have like so much space.
Yeah.
And so I have to get stuff out every week so I can put new stuff in.
Gotcha.
So it always seems like a
well, I'm glad you sent them
door.
to me because I enjoyed it. Definitely took me back a little bit.
Yeah, I'll throw them back in there and you can see if you can download them.
Okay.
And that way if you...
You have others, though? You have other...
I have some other stuff that we did on like a 4-track, but like most of it doesn't have vocals. Because like I said, the singer wasn't... Things were starting to go awry.
Did y'all perform anywhere?
Yeah, we played.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a ton, but...
Like little local dive bar.
Well,
type
we had
things?
like a release party when we did the single. We rented a party hall and we had a big monster PA and light thing and fog and the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
Sold tickets to it. And yeah, there was like 500-600 people.
Where was
there.
that? Up north?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely up north.
Thank you.
I've never gigged out down here.
I remember a good friend of my sister's, her husband was in a band and they would play at Amos's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was an Amos's on Park Road, but then there was one on South Boulevard as well. But the one on Park Road they used to play at a lot.
Yeah. It's hard now for bands to make money because it's DJs and it's just cheaper to pay a DJ than a whole band. And
yeah.
Well,
it's totally different music. It's made a different way.
Oh, yeah. But I'd much rather see a live band than a DJ.
For sure. Yeah.
Like shit. I can do my own DJ shit here. I can just, play the song I want to hear now and then play another one. And
yeah.
That's why when Kyle and I got married, I put all the music was on my iPod. And I said, don't deviate from the iPod.
Oh. So you just did the whole playlist.
Well, I did like all the beginning stuff.
Yeah.
For like the pre-ceremony, and then and then it was like the free for all. I said there's like bukus of songs on here,
so people could request,
and you can play them in any order you want and however you want. But I don't want to hear
this or
I don't want to hear
this.
Janet Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just play. Wonder what that is.
I don't know. Somebody's calling you.
Hello?
Who's
Hello.
calling in?
Hey.
Hello, Marty and Kid. How are you?
Dan Lee.
I was doing good until about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was having phone call remorse.
Hi, friend.
Was bad.
Hi, friend.
Hey. Good to hear y'all.
You too. We
All
miss
right.
you.
Yeah, I'm missing being there. Yeah.
I had shit plugged in the wrong hole. That's why it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have like 98 different files to deal with when I edit.
I said out loud, "Oh, the editing process is going to be hell."
It is.
You could feel the pressure.
Oh gosh.
It sounds pretty out there. I hear birds.
He's at a bird
everything.
sanctuary.
Are you right now?
It's a bird sanctuary. Yes, there's bars on the windows, but it is a bird sanctuary. Yeah, and they said that I can wear this white jacket all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh, can I? No, not really. Of course.
No, not really.
I am trying to be sane. So, how's your day going?
Well, I feel like it's going good. I don't know about the kid.
Up
He's stressing the fuck out right now.
Hey, I don't blame you, because I was stressing on this end.
Yeah,
Like,
well, we could tell you
like,
called in like several times. It was supposed to be a surprise for me. I'm still surprised and I'm thankful.
Good,
But,
good.
You know,
Yeah.
things didn't go as planned. Such is life.
Gosh. Yeah, there's some I don't know. The best plans are I don't know. There's a statement that goes with that, and I don't know the rest of it.
Yeah, my mind's forgetful.
Yeah. So we're talking about buyer's remorse, eh?
Well,
Yeah.
no, we gave up on that.
No, we got to talk about it.
Well, you can give us your opinion on buyer's remorse.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got some opinions about myself when it comes to buyer's remorse. I'm trying to think of like, okay, what's a nice way for me to portray what a stupid idiot I was many times.
Oh no. No, I feel the same way. So I mean, are we going to talk about like what is your most regretful purchase? Not even regret.
Well, no.
Just guilty.
We don't want to get there yet.
Oh, we don't? Oh,
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I'm rushing.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, all
That's all
that
right.
20 minutes I spent fucking around with this thing didn't count towards the podcast. So.
I hear you.
Well, we actually before we tried to do the call,
Right.
I had dug out an old Asylum single
Yep.
to give to
Oh,
Marnie.
yeah?
And I sent
Okay.
her the songs the other night, and she listened to them.
Uh-huh.
And, you were with me the day that we went and recorded the single.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
He went to the studio with us. It was a long ass day.
We
How old were you?
12.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
No, I was probably what, 20?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I enjoyed the tracks. They were
Good.
They were pretty
Good.
good. Took
Good.
me back.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I got to sit there and listen to it all, and what was interesting was that basically you had a producer. He was a hell of a singer, great rock singer.
Yeah, Johnny West.
Yep, Johnny was producing it, and I knew right away after hearing the first tracks that got laid down was bass and drums.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "That's good," and I'm like, "Oh, really? One take and we're good? Wow."
Bass players and drummers get no respect.
Well,
And man, it was all about guitar lead and vocals.
Yeah,
And
for
oh
like
my
the
God.
next 14
Oh,
hours.
oh
mm,
my God. It was amazing how that got stretched out. I thought, wow, the rhythm track got done in like whatever the length of the song was. I'm like, oh my God, that was it. One and done.
Well, it
well,
tells you
to me,
who's good in the band.
well,
You know,
yeah,
they
that
just
tells
Yeah,
me
knew
y'all
how
yeah,
to
knew
get it
what you were
done.
doing. Like, you didn't need more takes, right?
right.
It would have been fun to maybe experiment around with some shit.
Yeah,
You know, try a
exactly.
different fill
Yeah,
here or something,
yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah,
or at
that's
least
right.
have 3 or 4 takes to go. Like I like that one.
Yeah.
You know.
hmm Yeah. So, I mean, I was all pumped up that you guys were doing it, and that was kind of like, oh, it kind of took the wind out of my sails for a few minutes. I was like, oh no, he's calling it good after the first take, because I knew you guys wanted to like work your way into it, work your way into the one that was accepted,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
and it just kind of didn't go that way, but you still did it.
Yeah.
You guys
I mean,
put it
just the
together.
fact that you're in a studio and recording and making it happen, that's like kind of great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But just
yeah,
getting
and
there.
Yeah.
There
Just
was a
getting
getting
there
ma-
was.
there was
there.
a major snowstorm,
Oh,
Oh yeah,
wow.
and we're
yeah.
on the
We were.
highway, and Steve, the singer, Steven,
Mm-hmm.
he's got like an old. Well, it's not
Thun-
old. It was a
it was a Thunderbird.
Thunderbird,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and
okay.
and then Dan Lee and I were. I don't know what we were driving, the Ford Escort.
Yeah, we were driving something that at least would go through the snow, that little Ford Escort.
But Steve goes out to pass, and the car spins out and ends up in the median.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
So we all pulled over, and he jumps in with us, and we just keep going.
Y'all just left
yeah.
the Thunderbird there?
Yeah, well, he worked for a body shop, so
Oh.
he just called one of his buddies and said, "Can you tow my fucking car out of the
Come
median?"
get it. Come
Yeah, I
get it.
can.
We got somewhere to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I bet that was
Fortunately,
Uh,
scary, though.
ah,
No?
we were young and stupid. We didn't give a shit. We're like, oh, there goes Steve,
yeah, that's exactly.
and there he
Hope he's
is.
okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what got said in the car. I remember it. And as soon as I heard "There goes Steve," I looked in my mirror, and all I saw was a red car and a lot of snow, and a red car and a lot more snow. And I was like, "Oh my God, that thing is going to take a tow truck."
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't
What?
know that Danley went with you to go record. That's kind
yeah.
of a cool
Oh yeah,
memory,
that
you know?
that was. It's just so awesome that I got invited. I was so glad to do it.
He was supposed to be my drum tech, but he didn't have to do much because it was like one and done.
One and
And then we
done.
just sat on the couch and listened to guitar solo,
Yeah.
guitar solo, guitar solo, guitar solo for like 4 hours.
So why is the band not still together?
And then
Uh,
the other song, guitar solo, guitar
right.
solo
Absolutely.
for another 4 hours.
Well, the files you sent me,
Absolutely.
I was intently listening to the drums in the back because I
Yeah.
knew
Oh yeah.
it was you. So I'm like listening to that, but then also just all of it combined together, just,
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah.
I liked
it
it.
was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was a long day, and like Dan Lee said, there wasn't a whole lot of. I think I spent more time carrying the drums in and out than I did actually playing them. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's a
Yeah.
memory you guys have together
oh
that
yeah,
you'll always
Yeah.
remember and
Oh
have.
yeah. Absolutely. And it was just the cherry on top was the weather. It was like, oh my God, look at this crap, and we're getting it done.
yeah. Well, fortunately, it was a little better on the way home.
Yeah, it was. It stopped snowing.
Yeah, it stopped snowing. I think it was a different month
A different
Oh my
month.
after
gosh.
all the
Yeah,
vocals and
really.
guitar solos and shit. I think
Yeah.
A whole nother month.
I think we went up there in
Yeah.
like February, came back in like July.
Yeah.
That's
That's
funny. Did
yeah.
y'all
It
at
was a
least
long day.
eat while y'all were there?
I don't know if we did eat while we were there.
I don't remember any food.
Oh, that's terrible. That's not good.
Yeah,
Drinks?
Probably.
Probably.
I think
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
mud puddle outside. that we go out and
Slurp up.
All the
Oh,
melted snow you can stand.
oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
but that's the story of the Cassingle.
Well, I like it. I
The
didn't know he had
single.
anything to do with it when y'all were making it. So I personally think that makes it even more special that he was with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dan
Yeah.
Lee's at the campground. He couldn't make it. Well, I said at the beginning he couldn't
Yeah.
make it, but you guys
Yeah.
are not sick, so that's good.
No, the old COVID didn't get us.
Good, good, good.
Oh yeah. It was interesting. I mean, we were around our son-in-law. My wife gave him a hug, and we're still good. So, wow.
Yeah.
Dodge that
Lucky.
bullet. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, had it before, and it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
Well, if nobody else had tested positive, then I think you would have been fine coming down today. But then
yeah.
Thursday night, Parker tested positive, and I was like, I don't know. That's a little,
Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's
Exactly.
spreading kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Well, I hope
Exactly.
y'all are good to go. I hope you
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
it and because it sucks.
Yeah.
I've had it
Yeah.
before too.
Yeah. It's just like 2 to 14 days, they say, and so obviously it could still hit us yet, but I kind of don't think so now.
Good.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
usually comes on a little quicker than 14
Right.
days. But
Yeah.
Right. 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 Yeah.
Well,
So
my
anyhow,
question is if nobody had any symptoms, then why did they even test? Did somebody have symptoms?
he
oh well,
must have. He must have
John
felt a little
came.
under the weather.
Yeah, he started getting some things happening, and so he took a test and he was positive,
Oh, okay.
and everybody else in the house tested and they were negative.
Hmm.
And I mean, Shannon, his wife, is still negative. So it's like, wow,
Yeah.
imagine that.
She probably hasn't been within 40 feet of him since he tested positive, though.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
stay away
They're,
from me, buddy.
they're living on two separate floors.
Yep.
Well, he must have got it like outside of somewhere. I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
work or
Well,
something.
he wanted him and Parker went to the Checkers game
Oh.
last Friday, and he had texted me earlier in the week and asked if I wanted to go, and I couldn't go on Friday, and
Uh-huh.
because I had something else going on, and I'm wondering if they picked it up there, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although those are
Yeah.
good games. But yeah, I guarantee
Yeah.
that's where it happened.
Yeah,
I'll
Had
bet.
to have been.
it could have happened anywhere, but
Right. But that's like, a lot of people.
oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they went on Friday night, and then what was it, like Monday
Uh-huh.
is when he found out. So that's about the right time frame. So
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, like Marty said, you're just around so many people
Mm-hmm.
on your left of you, on the right of you, in front of you, behind you. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
yep.
I mean, shit, it could just be sitting on the chair and you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So,
right.
Yep.
well, luckily everybody's healthy and can get through it. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're
Got
all
that right.
taking precautions and like being safe about the whole situation. So that's good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
what Mom said, John was out doing yard work, so he's not feeling too shabby, I guess.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for him. Yeah.
So that's a
Good
good
for
thing.
him. Get right back to work and work it out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweat it out.
At least at home. At least at home with
Right.
nobody else around you.
Yeah, definitely. Dan Lee, did you get your top 5 written down?
I sure did.
Nice.
Cool. He's going to join us for the top 5. This is probably going to be the last top 5 for a while. I'm sorry, Emily.
Yeah.
We're going to put it. We're not totally canceling it, but I think we're going to put it into rotation.
Right.
We're going to try to come up with some other things to
Okay.
do.
Some different
Sure.
activities.
And keep plugging away at the top 5 ideas in the meantime. But
Making notes.
Yeah.
I feel like
Good idea.
hundred and
Mhm.
some episodes of the top 5, and we're starting to run dry on ideas.
Yeah, you're just over it.
No, I'm not actually. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but that being said,
Yeah.
let's get into our top 5.
Oh wow, you guys got a good crowd there,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great. They're great.
They are.
and you got to feed them all.
Brought in some
Yikes.
bleachers this week, so they don't have to stay in the laundry room anymore. They can come out and actually. The top 5 this week is the top 5 things that gave us buyer's remorse.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yes, indeed.
and I'm gonna let Dan Lee start this one out because he's calling in.
Please.
So
All right. So picture this. It's 1970, and I'm in a hi-fi shop. So hi-fi, expensive stereos. I mean, stereo was it. That's as far as everything went in 1970.
right.
You know. So and I'm all of 19 years old and have very little money, but I went there with my pockets full of that very little money, and standing there listening into a like a studio room that's all set up for good sound, and they
Within the
drop
store, yeah.
they drop some glassed in and all that, and they put on some good rock music that they kind of question you when you're first looking around. Oh, what do you listen to? So they kind of have an idea of what's going to really catch your ear. And so of course you got to listen to it at 3/4 volume. I mean, they're going to crank it up because that's where the speakers really show what they can do. And so I put my money down on a set of Advent speakers. It was a great name in 1970. It was just, they were awesome. And just high volume just swung me on. I was like, I don't care how much money I got. I'm going to use it all. I'm buying these things. So knowing full well that I was going to be not going anywhere, not seeing my friends, not buying anything, no gas money, no food money, but I
Basically
had my
broke.
broke, but my ears were getting entertained.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew that was coming though. I was like, oh crap, okay, this is nuts, but here's the money. That was my remorse on that one.
I get that.
Was it worth it?
Yes, great
Yeah.
speakers. I love them. Because
How-
you know what happened? I went back years later, still had the speakers. Years later, I bought a reel-to-reel, a Sony, and I bought a different power amp. So really good, strong stuff. Oh, BIC Venturi's, BIC. They went out of business, but they were great speakers. And that reel-to-reel, and I had recorded all this music I had on albums. And first time I got everything hooked up, ready to run, cranked it. I cranked it. At first, I was like 3/4 volume, and I'm like, whoa, this is great. I kept inching it up, full volume all the way. No distortion, no nothing. It was just, I was like, what a brilliant thing I did. I didn't have any remorse about that.
Yeah.
But
Got kicked
when
out
you're
of your
19,
apartment, but
yeah. But when you're 19 and stupid, sure, you're going to have remorse.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I just thought that was a very interesting side note that I actually had stuff that I put together and you could blast it.
I
Like,
remember
wow.
that reel to reel you had.
Yeah,
I probably,
yeah,
you probably still had the same speakers too.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, the BIC Ventures, sure. Yeah, they're great. I love those things.
Lasted for a while. It was worth it.
Definitely. Definitely. Yes.
What about you, Barney? What's your number 5
Well,
on
my
your
number
list?
5 is literally every time I go to Gabe's and Ollie's, like at the register, I'm having
Buyer's remorse.
yes. Like I just because everything's so cheap, I feel like in my mind, I can buy more,
Yeah.
but then it ends up being a huge bill at the end.
Yeah. Well, and
I still buy it.
You go up and down every aisle at Gabe's.
Probably.
Yeah.
They don't have aisles, but they have sections, and I do go in all the sections.
I don't think I've ever been in that store.
Oh, it's cheap clothes.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's clothes? Really? I hate
it's a clothing store.
Yeah. Gabe's is, well, they've got other stuff. It's kind of like a cheaper Marshalls or TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They've got a little bit of everything.
It's not my gig then.
Not your jam.
I thought it was a furniture place.
No.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, I just go in there and because it's cheap, I overload my cart and then at the,
everything's cheap. Yeah, but you got
and
two
I have
carts
coupons.
Full of shit.
No, I don't have 2 carts, just one full. But yeah, that's every time I go there. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I even told the lady at the register one day, I was like, can you please put my picture at the front door and not allow me to come in anymore?
Yeah.
Ban me from the store.
Right.
That's how I feel about mine is studio stuff. Yeah. And I couldn't just pick one thing. It's just everything. Because it all adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the cables and the parts and pieces and the this and that and the, you know.
No doubt. No doubt.
It all adds up, and I feel guilty every time
But it's worth it in the end.
It is, because I use it.
Yeah.
I use the stuff, and it's not like it's just I bought it and it just sits somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, the table that we used to use used to be my desk over there.
Okay.
But then I bought a desk so I could use the table for the podcast. And then I bought a big stand and we built this table and, and the lights. And it's just stuff.
But it's
basically, if Gabe's sold recording equipment, I'd probably be down there all the time filling up my cart.
Right.
Yeah.
And using the coupons.
That's right.
Well, they don't give you coupons for this kind of stuff.
No, they don't.
Unfortunately.
The moist Nougat studio rocks.
Yeah.
It does. New things every time I come.
Or a different setup, anyways.
Well, setups, yeah. That's what I mean.
Trying a different light setup this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm using my old microphone boom stands.
Oh, yeah.
So I can get the lights up higher. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See how it looks later.
See how it looks.
Yeah.
When I edit the 998,000 files, I'm going to have to figure out sort through to figure out which one goes with which.
Yeah.
And the 20 phone calls.
Yeah. Wasn't it? Oh my God.
Or that might just be the podcast.
Right.
Just me going, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? What the fuck is going on? I've done this before. It works.
Oh my God.
Oh, gosh. Too funny.
All right, Danley, what do you got for number 4 thing that gave you buyer's remorse?
Okay, it wasn't 1970. It was like, I don't know, right around there. Still young and dumb. So I had a perfectly good old Chevrolet car that was as boring can be. And somehow an old Corvette ended up in my sight, and it was a doable thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about this car. What I do know is about old hot rods. They've got like the crap beat out of them. And so I had to have this old Corvette, and it's made out of fiberglass, breaks easily. I'm like, oh God, what am I doing? And it was so cool.
Wait a minute. I thought fiberglass was really tough. I thought they were building cruise ships out of fiberglass.
Well, they should be. just don't hit any rocks. That's all. There's no rocks in the ocean. Yeah, just go cruising.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's fine. But damn it, it was all downhill from there. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing in the world. I got a Corvette. I used to walk outside and look at it and go, yeah, I guess I do. It's
I mean,
like,
just to claim that you have a Corvette, that's kind of cool.
Because I was such a dumb kid. I was into rock and roll and cars, and that's all I knew. And so it's like I was an easy mark to set myself up for buyer's remorse.
Anybody could talk you into anything?
Yeah. I was young and dumb, and believe me, the story did not have a happy ending. I cracked the car up and had to get rid of it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
So
Why did you crack that car up? Was it you were looking at something shiny?
I was driving down Main Street. Okay, so look at any main street in America, on a Sunday after church just got out. So, I mean, Main Street's packed with cars and they're all moving very slow. Coming down Main Street, the county courthouse had a gold statue on top of it. It was bright sunny day. Caught my eye. I looked up. I was like, "Oh, it's the statue." Look back, and
oh,
wham!
no.
I hit the car in front of me.
Sorry, Natalie. I had to bring that up.
It's like
I
squirrel.
had to relive it again at this old age I'm at. Oh my God, I won't be
Wow.
right for days. I wasn't right back then for about weeks. I was like,
I can
I had a
imagine.
Yeah, you're
Corvette.
probably mad as hell at yourself.
Oh gosh,
A shiny
yes.
statue. That
I had my
motherfucker.
nice. That big old shiny statue caused me to showed me how I should have buyer's remorse. It's like, yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh. That's
I had to bring
terrible.
that up. I think he's told that story before on the
Oh,
podcast,
really?
so it's not like this is the first time I'm
He's still
Yeah.
mad
bringing
about
it
it.
up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I get it. I get it.
the regret.
All right, so my number 4, and this is gonna turn left because y'all are not gonna know what this is. There's a thing called a nude.
A nude.
Yeah. So, like, women pay a lot of money to go get laser hair removal because nobody wants to fucking shave all the time. So I bought
Uh-huh.
this little machine, and it costs like over $200, and it's supposed to be like a at-home laser hair remover thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as
Uh-huh.
soon as I hit the button and bought it, I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Because I'm not gonna make the time to do this. I'm not gonna sit on the couch and spend 20 minutes zapping my legs, you know."
Oh.
So
Uh-huh.
I bought it, and I've used it like 3 times, and it's still sitting there, and I
Oh
wasted
no.
like over $200.
Oh my God.
So the kid's
Wow.
killing a bug right now with
That was
his
a
flop.
goddamn spider, and I can't allow a spider to be on my wall.
No. You gotta out they go. They
I
weren't
thought
invited.
it looked like an ant.
That's what I thought it was at first until I got my shoe right up there real close to it, and I was
Oh.
like, "That's a spider."
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Spiders kill other bugs, though.
And they also like crawl on me and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I
And
scream.
So, anyways, yeah, the Noom. That was a total thing that, like, as soon as I hit the button to buy it, I was like, "What am I doing?"
Do you still have
So
I do. I still have it, and I
but
shouldn't be using it.
it?
but
You
the
don't.
just don't.
commercials
The
the
box
commercials
is
made it
dusty.
look so good, right?
It did. It made it look like it was gonna work the day of,
Yeah.
and I'd never have to use it again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Did you even use it once?
I did. I used it a few times, and I
Okay.
do believe that it works. It's just making
Uh-huh.
the time to
Oh.
I keep
use
hearing
it.
birds. I think my cuckoo clock's going off in there. I'm like, shit, it can't be another hour already. Jesus.
Danley's
I'm-
surroundings.
I am surrounded by birds.
It sounds
It's
pretty. It
crazy.
sounds like my house, actually.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've got a ton of birds out there. All right,
Yeah.
what's your number 4?
Mine is I'll never forget. I was working at this company. We're doing inventory. Kyle like calls me because it's later in the day, and she said, "Well, I just have to tell you about this deal on you can get a PS3 and a TV. It's like a bundle deal at
Oh,
Best Buy."
nice.
And I'm like, okay, but I'm doing inventory. But I think I went to Best Buy 15 or 20 times, walked around, looked at the TVs that were in that bundle, checked out the PlayStations to see what like what comes with it. It only comes with one controller. I'll have to buy another controller.
Yeah,
And but yeah, pulled the trigger.
yeah. I mean, was
Felt
it worth
really-
it?
It was still
Yeah.
have the TV. It's the same TV.
You don't have the PS3?
Same PS3.
Oh.
Last video console I ever bought.
Okay.
PS3.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's not a bad console.
That tells you how long ago this was.
I mean,
And the TV, like, but I mean, you get this feeling because it was like $1,200 or $1,300 or whatever. That was when flat screen TVs weren't cheap. Now you can buy you can buy a 55-inch TV for $400 now. You know,
sometimes cheaper,
I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But
They've gone down.
but you know, not the 4Ks and all that, but
right.
But
But
yeah,
still.
back then that was, you know. I think my first flat screen TV was a 37-inch. It was $1,100.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can get 37-inch for like $48 at Walmart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the, I'll talk about that next because that's my next one.
But I did have
Similar.
I did have buyer's remorse because it was like I really don't need a $400 or $500 gaming console.
Yeah.
You know, the TV. Yeah, that was nice, but
yeah.
But it was a package deal,
but
so
yeah,
like, why not?
Well, and like the only way I buy things, like I talked about earlier, is like when you can finance it and get zero interest for 12 or 18 months or
but
whatever.
But you also do your investigating on
well, yeah,
things.
like I said, 15 to 20 trips to the local Best Buy just to stand there and look at the TV and go, how's the picture compared to the the LGs or the Sanyo?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's a pretty good picture.
You're a good investigator.
Yeah,
you're
to a fault almost though, because I drive myself and fucking
very time consuming. I would
time
say
consuming and stressful, and like I said, it's
yeah, just brings your anxiety up. Like, should I not? Should I not?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then when you pull the trigger, you just go.
Yeah. Okay, I did it. Now, how do I deal with this?
All right, Danley, what do you got for number 3?
Okay. Number 3. I was still young and dumb. So I get an apartment with 3 of my friends in Rochester, New York. So I'm like a bit of a drive to where I had to work. Bit of a drive, but I thought, well, I can do this. There's 3 of us sharing the apartment. It'll be great. And I'm on a tight budget, though. I'm always on a tight budget. For some reason, I'm the king of the tight budget. And
I can relate.
I'm like, I'm thinking, how am I going to make this work? And it was all downhill from there. All downhill from there. I was able to scrimp and just sneak by. We got about a year in there. And then it just all fell apart. And I was like, going into it, I was like,
it's like you kind of knew what was going to happen, but
you
still wanted to do it.
I was like, okay, I'm pumped up. First apartment, get to share with some friends. I was like, oh, God, it went downhill.
Was it drama that went downhill, or was it just everybody was struggling money-wise?
We were all struggling a little bit. I mean, and plus, we all had to keep our head, right? So, so it was interesting. I do know this, that I think I've already told the story about the guy and his little Falcon out front in the street. Yeah, I think I told that story. Anyways, it was an interesting neighborhood. I stayed home one day from work. I was playing hooky. I just didn't want to go to work. I heard this loud banging noise, and I look out the window. And my neighbor, 2 houses up, he's got a bowling ball, and he's destroying his Ford, like 1964 Ford Falcon, with the bowling ball, and screaming at the car the whole time. He was backing out all the glass, pounding the hood in, the trunk. And I just watched him, and I thought, oh, if I could just record this would be awesome.
You did tell that story, but I had forgotten. And when you said the guy with the Falcon, I'm thinking
a bird.
There was a guy out there with a bird. Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't say.
And then when
Ford,
you said the bowling ball, and he started swinging, and I was like, okay, I remember that story.
That's how my brain works.
Did you ever find out why he was mad at his car?
Would you?
Well, no, but he was.
Yeah,
he stayed. He stayed mad because my buddy Jimmy and I worked at the same place. He stayed home like 2 weeks later, and I coming down the street on my way back from work, and I'm going past the Falcon, and I'm like, it's now a convertible. And I go, Jimmy, have you seen the Falcon, the Ford Falcon? He goes, oh yeah, I not only saw it, I watched the whole thing. He wasn't screaming at the yelling at the car, but he had a hacksaw, and he was going to make damn sure he had a convertible.
He
I'm
took the
like,
whole
oh my
top
God.
off? Really?
He cut it off.
I mean, that's
Speaking,
commitment. I
well,
mean, that's a hard job.
speaking of white jackets,
Yeah.
Right,
this guy
exactly.
might have been needing to wear a white jacket.
Oh my gosh. And then like anything, there was that one thing that just pushed that apartment over the edge. We came home one night. They were having a party, and we took off. We did some bar hopping in Rochester, and we came back to the apartment, and it was no longer a party. Opened the doors, walked in. Well, that lady lived downstairs with her two kids, said, you may not want to go up there.
Uh-oh.
She met us at the door.
Oh, no.
And because we are the ones that were always like really nice to her. Hey, how are you? How's everything? And are we being okay for you? And we went up the stairs, opened the door to a massive brawl. The party had turned into a brawl.
Oh, wow.
And of course, I knew a lot of these people. And the one guy, we all tried to grab somebody and settle all down. And the one guy that I grabbed was like a national champion wrestler
Oh,
in
no.
high school.
Grab the
And
wrong
I
guy.
had to grab him. And I grabbed him knowing, oh, this is going to hurt. And I held on to that guy with all my might, just as hard as I could. And he didn't get away from me. But when I got done holding him, I made it to the first chair I could find because I was trying to stop him. He was like the worst offender in the fight. And he got me in my crotch with his knee about 7 times.
Oh, my gosh.
And I made it to a chair. And I got in that chair, and I was there for like an hour just thinking, oh, is this pain ever going to go away?
Right?
Oh, my God. And I really took a beating.
That's
Oh, my
terrible.
God. Oh.
Good grief.
So I
That's-
had remorse about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you didn't buy it either.
No, gosh. Made payments, though. Oh,
All
man.
right, my number 3. So, y'all were talking about, the TV and the PlayStation and all that. When we got our first apartment, me and my ex, we needed a computer. And do you remember the stores Gateway that had like
Sure.
the cow print of
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Uh-huh.
got our first computer from there. It was a Dell. It was a big,
Uh-huh.
huge, clunky thing. We're talking 99, 2000. Over almost $5,000 for the whole setup.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then like a year or two later, everything was like $1,200. Like it was
Uh-huh.
just so expensive. And like we had just got our first apartment, brand new, being out on our own. We were kids with babies.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that was a big purchase that was scary to me. And it took us forever to pay off because there was no 0%.
Right.
We were just like, we got to have a computer. Everybody has computers now. There weren't laptops back then.
Right.
Everything was big, chunky stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gateway stole our lives.
for a while, anyways.
Yeah, that was big. And it was so
Oh.
like frustrating knowing that everything went down in price
Right,
so quickly afterwards.
Well, because technology updated one more click,
yeah.
and now everything
Yeah.
that was there yesterday is now half price because we've got new stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, really.
It like I.
And it's still going. It's still the same now.
It is.
I mean, it's just a game that these fucking companies play with us.
But I can't imagine paying almost $5,000 for any type of computer these days.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
I'd like to be able to buy a $5,000 computer.
But
Oh,
do
yeah.
they even exist that
Oh
much?
yeah. Oh hell yeah,
Really?
they exist.
Oh,
Just
Yeah,
ask anybody that owns an Apple computer.
okay.
you could
Yeah,
rule the world with a
I'm not an Apple
$5,000
person,
computer.
so.
Well, you can drop $3,000 on an Apple laptop.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah, that's nuts.
My number 3 is the P4 that we're recording with right now.
Oh, okay.
But because remember that $1,100 TV I was telling you about?
Yeah.
Well, it finally shit out. Okay.
Really?
And I got pissed off and I carried it out. It was here. I think the first year we lived here.
Okay.
Okay.
Carried it out, got all the way out to the driveway, and dropped it, and glass shattered everywhere.
Oh, yikes.
And
why were you carrying it out? Because
I was so
working?
goddamn mad that it just quit working, and so I carried it out and then dropped it because the thing weighed. It's not like the ones now that weigh like 12 pounds.
Right.
This thing weighed like
heavy.
80 pounds. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I carried it out and dropped it, and glass was all over the place. And I was out there at like 1 o'clock in the morning sweeping glass, and it's like the little square pieces of glass, like safety type glass.
That's the worst.
Then I'm like, how do I get rid of it? And I stuck the thing in the garbage can. And of course, the whole top of it was sticking out. And I just wheeled it out. And her dad's like, they're not going to take that. I'm like, well, the only thing I can do is fucking try.
Yeah, right.
Next
Did
day
they
I
take
got
it?
up. No, they pulled it out of the garbage can. He was probably pissed as hell that he had to pull that out of the garbage can, set it next to the mailbox, and emptied the rest of the garbage.
Oh, damn.
So
That's funny. It reminds me of when my brother he had a broken TV that we were just going to throw away, but he called over his best friend. My brother was living with us at the time. He called over his best friend to pretend like they were going to carry the TV into our house and that it was my TV, but it was already broken. So he pretended to like drop it, and he was like, dude, like, what'd you do? Like, it was a whole joke on his best friend, and his best friend like was like so upset. He was like almost crying because he thought he had broke our TV.
Yeah.
It was just a whole joke, but it was funny.
That's just mean.
It was mean, but it was funny.
Wow. Well, yeah, ooh.
But anyways, it was like, so I went, because Best Buy had the P4s, and I wanted to go down and look, and I was like, well, now I need another TV.
Yeah.
And so I was like looking at TVs. Found a reasonable TV, but then, add in this, and then, I had already done my research on this, and they recommend the rechargeable batteries.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it on. So I needed to buy a battery charger and some batteries. And so, like 400, 450, whatever it ended up being.
Yeah.
But I was like, like the TV died and I got to buy another TV. It's like just buy. It's like I don't really want to spend this kind of money, but
right.
I did, and I've been using this thing like every Saturday for
years
2
now.
years. So
yeah, I mean
2+ years. So, but yeah, but like I said, I mean, pretty much everything gives me buyer's remorse when I'm getting ready to buy it.
Yeah.
Feel you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, do I really? I need these, mic cables, or I need the foamies. I need some new foamies. They're like $12 for like a 6-pack, and it's like, oh god, I'm sick to my stomach.
We just overthink everything buying anything.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was my number 3. So Dan Lee, what do you got for number 2?
Well, I thought I was being smart, and I bought what I thought was an indestructible car. It was a Volvo station wagon.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I did my research, and I was like, kept coming back to the Volvo wagon, and it's like really well-built car that you can get 400, 500,000 miles, 1,000,000 miles out of these cars. And I thought, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm in. And I thought, okay, finally I made a smart decision when it comes to a car. And of all things, this happened to be a car where they made an engineering change.
Oh,
and they ran this car for about a year or two. I think they had to go like a couple years with it. And
3,200
when they
miles.
when they found out the problem with the car, well, of course they had to totally retool, and you know there was nothing I could do about it. It was a used car, but this showed up, you know, after I bought it, and so I find out that the housing for there was there was a it was built into the block. They built something into the block of the motor that was actually a working part um, of some kind of filter system for the car. Not oil. It was something to do with fuel or fuel pump or whatever. And one thing I had remorse about it was I was like, well, I'm gonna take this car to a Volvo dealership to get it worked on, and I know it's going to be expensive, but hey, this is a good investment. And I had to buy one car that they had to do this massive engineering change, and I was like,
I
oh,
mean,
this had to happen to me.
these days it would be a recall and the dealership would pay for whatever needs to be fixed, right? I mean, maybe back then
Yeah,
they wouldn't do that, but I feel like
but
nowadays
right,
it would be a recall and you get it fixed free.
Or it'd
But
be
yeah,
sitting in the middle of their fucking showroom
yeah,
right through the plate glass windows on top of all their other new fancy fucking cars they had in there.
right.
oh,
Volvos
but they
are good
just,
cars and they are great
oh, they are
if you're in an
exceptional.
accident.
Yeah,
They
oh
will
yeah.
save your life.
Oh, I love that car. I was on top of the world, and then sure enough, my mine messed up, and I couldn't afford to fix it. I
Yeah.
was still in a position where I couldn't, I'm buying things. I'm like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. And it's like just a dumb poor kid, always hoping he's going to finally hit the right thing. It
Car's still
didn't
sitting
work.
where it broke down. Same
I
place.
wouldn't doubt it. I don't, I don't, I don't know. I called up somebody that I knew had a junkyard, and I said, hey, I got a car for you to take. Just come over and pick it up.
Uh,
Oh, I felt so bad.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. So number two.
yeah, we gotta push this thing through.
So my number two is every time I go to the grocery store, and we've already talked about this, but like I just buy way too much, and I know I'm buying too much, but I feel like in my heart it's needed, in my brain it's needed, so I just pull the trigger and always spend way too much. Like probably every time I go, it's over $200 of groceries.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
we
It's a
spend that
lot.
kind of money on groceries too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's
yeah.
like I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it because I got to feed my kid. I blame it on
Right.
Caleb.
Well,
Like the kid's got to eat, so.
Yeah. Well, you want to eat nutritionally well, but what we've started to do is we're kind of having like a week where we just bought cheap food. It's like, stuff like French toast. It's really easy to make. It's
Right.
cheap to make.
Yeah.
And so, it's those kind of meals. Oh, tomato soup and toasted cheese sandwiches. So we're on a cheap week, and then we're on like a normal week.
Yeah. It's like back
And
and forth. No,
and,
I
and
totally
just
get
just
that.
to try and, rein it in a little bit. That's what we're trying.
My problem is looking for convenience and cuz I work so late so I can't always like cook every night.
Yeah.
When I'm
Yeah.
at home, I cook those nights, but if I'm working in Charlotte and have to drive home, then we need easy stuff. And easy stuff is not cheap.
Hmm.
It's more expensive.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna jump in here
Yeah.
with my number two.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to spend the next 72 hours editing.
This
uh,
isn't real laughing. This isn't good laughing. This is I'm crying with you.
I'm gonna go with my computer because I did
Yeah.
an ass load of research because I had an old shitty laptop. I mean, it was a cheap laptop to begin with, but it had run its course. You know what I mean? And I was starting to get into the video stuff, and I needed something I could edit with. So, I was doing all the research on the processors and the video cards and all
Right.
that. So I knew what I was going to buy when I went and bought it.
Yeah.
But by the time it was all said and done, that.
It's kind of like my computer's still working, but I know I need better. So it's like a,
Well, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't that. I can't do what I need the computer. My computer
Right.
won't do what I need it to do. Literally won't do it.
yeah,
So what's the point of having a computer if it won't do
can't
what
do
I
what
need it to
you
do?
want. Yeah.
Uh,
I get
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, so my computer, that was another,
But I bet you didn't pay $4,000, $5,000 for it.
no, but with all said and done, close to $1,000. Yeah.
I think that's my biggest one still. Like, probably should have put my computer as number one because, like, I just think back in the 1999, 2000, like, who in the world pays that much for a computer? We were dumb. We were dumb.
Well, when I bought
gosh.
mine, this was back when I was still like really wanting a MacBook,
Yeah.
and when I was there, I could have got into a Mac, but then the MacBook didn't. I had to buy an adapter so I could put USB shit into it, and I was like, you know what? That's when I basically was like, fuck you, Apple. You can go kiss my ass. Your shit's too expensive. You got to have your special little cables that don't work with anything else,
Right.
and you don't care about your customers. You only care about your customers buying more shit
Right.
from you. That
And
you
the updates
produce
that
in
aren't
China
even
with child
updates.
labor, and well, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
podcast.
I don't. I've never been an Apple person.
They make cool shit. They do, but it's just
Yeah.
super overpriced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's artsy fartsy. Like if
Yeah.
you're into photography or you're into shit, I mean, their stuff works cool with it, but it's just too expensive.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
moving along because we are getting long now. What's your number one, Danielle?
Number one, it's another car story. So I'm an adult this time, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be driving a long ways to work. I was in that type of situation, driving a long ways. I got to get the right car, and I thought, okay, Subarus are great. They're just stout cars, made well, and I had to buy the weirdest one of all. It was called the Subaru Justy. Now, the Subaru Justy is it's like the Mini Cooper of old. If you have any idea about those old Mini Coopers, 4 adult men could pick it up and put it in the back of a pickup truck. And that's what I bought. Kid, you know this.
Sounds dangerous.
The little red Subaru Justy.
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh my God. And I drove that. I put the miles on that car like crazy. And then, lo and behold, it broke.
I mean, I quit questioning your decisions years ago.
So, I'm like, oh, these cars are just keeping me in the poorhouse. So, you know whose phone number I was able to get? The president of Subaru United States.
What?
I called him. He took my call. And I said, look, I'm not a kid. I bought a Justy. I'm an adult. I'm driving all kinds of miles. This thing gave up on me. What can you do for me? I'm not a kid. I didn't horse this car around and do anything to it. And he said, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
What?
I couldn't do anything for you. He couldn't do anything for me.
You gotta go outside.
And so
That's some bullshit. He could have done anything and everything for you.
he was the man. That's why I got his number. So
that is crazy.
there was a lady I'd been talking to, and she has a Subaru dealership, and I actually knew her father, and so I got talking to her about it. The fact that I knew her father, and then I said, look, this is what's happened with my Subaru Justy, and she got in contact with him. They had to work something out on their end. And she gave me just the sweetest deal in the world. So I was so filled with remorse. I mean, I was like, I'm stuck. I am really stuck. I bought this car because it was so cheap on gas. And now I'm in a jam. I need something. I need it fast. And she was a lifesaver. She
They
really
let
was.
you
So
trade it in?
traded it in.
Okay.
Traded it in with a broken down
I
motor.
gotta look up a Justy. Just the name in itself sounds funny to me.
Subaru Justy. And yeah, look it up because I can't remember what year that was. But I'm thinking like 90, I don't know, 92, 93, somewhere in there. Subaru Justy. It was a little red one, and it was really cool. I liked it a lot.
Didn't last long though.
No, I was so sweating that car, and it's like, damn it, it broke.
All right, my
Anyways,
number one,
that's
Sounds like a fucking theme.
right?
oh yeah, it is. It's a bad theme.
You might not need to buy any cars. Let your wife buy them.
Yes, that's really what should happen.
All
All
right,
right.
Marnie, what's your number
My
one?
number one. So I was literally telling myself in my head as the sale was going down, and the guy was just talking me into it. And as soon as he left, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? I signed my whole
Uh-huh.
life over. And mind you, I don't even have the things that I purchased yet. The windows and the new shower. I have literally signed my life away for new windows
believe
and a
it.
new shower. And I don't have them yet. I'm getting them in June, but like, ugh,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's needed. Because mind you, oh, by the way, I have like oil heat. There's a whole tank in my ground that
Right.
oh
right.
yeah,
so I ran out of
yeah.
oil and I can't afford to fill it up. So I'm just praying that the windows will help keep the
Oh,
heat
they
and
will.
the cold, you know?
They will. Yep.
I hope so. So that's in my mind, that's why I'm justifying it.
Well, you won't. It won't need heat for a little while. I
Well,
think.
it was cold the past few mornings.
Yeah.
Like during this
Put a
week, it was
sweatshirt
so
on.
yeah, I do. I'm like, Kayla, put some clothes on, quit bitching. But it's still cold. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I get it, but I think we're about over that hurdle where the nights are going to get cold.
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's done. It's going to start getting hot now.
Yeah,
So
it
I don't
is.
think you're going
Yep.
to need to worry about heat until.
Yeah.
So you have a few months to worry about that.
Well,
Yeah.
I just hope that the windows will not. It'll help out me not having to put more oil in that tank.
Yeah, oh,
'Cause that shit's
it'll
expensive.
definitely help.
Okay, so make me feel
It
better.
should. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's literally like a home equity loan type thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Right.
a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's needed. It's needed.
Yeah.
But I still, have guilt about doing it because I really can't afford it. But I'll make it happen. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. That's my number one.
Sucks when you have to spend that kind of money on things that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't even have it yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number one is the Canon EOS R10
Mm.
because it's the most recent thing.
And it's not even put to work yet.
Not yet.
But I'm excited for you.
Natalie, I bought a mirrorless camera.
You made the move.
I
All
made the
right.
move, and I actually have it. I got it this morning.
It's
Oh, no
charging.
kidding.
Now
Okay.
I haven't been able to do anything with it yet because I haven't had the time. But
Yeah.
so
All right, man. Okay. Well, I know you're pumped up about that.
Right?
I'm definitely
When he told me, I was happy for him. I was like, that's
yeah,
a good buy.
I'm glad that I got it, but like I
Mhm.
said, you know how much I've been talking about it. Like just about every episode, I mentioned a mirrorless camera somewhere, and
Yeah.
and that's been going on for at least a year. And I can't tell you how many days I've killed researching it, but.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have went long. Danley, don't hang up when we stop. But
Okay.
we're gonna
Okay.
call this one an episode.
All right.
Thank you for listening. I am the kid.
Marnie.
I'm Dan Lee.
Oh, I forgot.
Hey,
Your
ladies
face was in
first,
here, so I
ladies first.
interrupted you.
I'm Jack. All right, we'll catch you next time.
Okay.